All right. Call Halom La Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakodash. That's all praises to the Most High, whose name is Yahweh in the original Hebrew tongue, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, who people call Jesus, whose name is Yahweh Shai. Salutations chiefly to the elder apostles and elder bishops over the Great Millstone Church, and to the rest of the Akim. Much respect and biblical love as well to those of you that are pushing, teaching, in all true faith and sincerity. All right. Holding on. So getting into this, Isaiah 28:12, to whom, right? To whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing. Yet they will not hear. But the word of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken and taken. So pretty much, yeah, everything will happen as the Lord, told you will happen, for not obeying, for disobeying, actually. Everything would be upon what he said it would be. All right. And the only people that don't get with that is the false prophets and those that follow them. Those all in line with, the place that the Lord has his eyes set upon, that he's against, ran by the man, the race that the Lord is against. All right. That place being America. All right. The sinful kingdom. And that man being Esau, and the race being the Edomites, aka the Amalekites. All right, the small hats. This is Amos chapter 9, and I'm gonna jump down to the point. This is verse 10. I'm gonna start at 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom. It says, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. So all these Jakes, these 2/3, the majority, that's hoping on America to be, better or whatever, is gonna go down when it goes down. Because it doesn't control nothing. It has no power. You're watching for a nation that can't save you. Let's go to Lamentations 4 and 16. I'm going to actually start at 16. It says, the anger of the Lord Yahweh have divided them. He will no more regard them. Yeah, dealing with the people you look to, like you see in this picture, to run everything and make everything better. The Lord has divided them, all right? It says he will no more regard them, right? They respected not the persons of the priests, It says they favored not the elders. As for our eyes as yet failed, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. So let me read that again. Let me read on. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Yeah. And that's how you know it ain't no hope, for this place. Because it's written, this place that you was, written to build up and be a slave in, physically, like through the form of shackle slavery, onward to financially and mentally, in the form of being a debt slave and a damn, like one of the elders just brought out, a dang a social media crackhead, man, all through the witchcrafts, of the so-called white man. All is that place is written to be destroyed, man, because of these things. Because you was a physical slave here, because you are now a debt slave, you ultimately destroyed to where he could take off the physical shackle, because it's on your mind now. You like this place has programmed our people, and so forth, man. And the Lord has seen this, and He wants you to know that one, you in captivity. This is a punishment. These people are the wicked, and there will be no equality. Though they may preach it to you, because there was never equality to begin with, all the way back from how the Heavenly Father set everything up. And then when you assess America and how it was set up and by who, it was never set up for equality. The system is not broken, it's working just fine. All right, this place can't get better, at anything but what it was designed to do. And knowing that is key. It was designed to punish you, to enslave you, and basically hide it from you. Make you dumb to it, if you will. That's what it was designed to do. So, and that's what you've seen. That's what you have seen across the years, the many years America has been running. It went from physical shackle slavery to damn people being debt slaves now. All right. So if it get better, and that's what it was designed to do. That's what it was designed to be. All right. When you go to the book of Baruch, (3 and 8), it says, "Behold, we are yet this day." Matter of fact, let's start at it says 7. And for this cause, thou hast put thy fear, and for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name. Thy name. See that? That's why you was put in a place like America, where it was, it would sell you all this fake hope and ideas of superheroes and these triumphant people, these resilience and the land of the free and anything's possible and all this crap. But yet all of it would fail. All of it, when certain crises and dilemmas hit, and you and your jams wouldn't be nowhere to be found. There is no Batman. It's made up. There is no damn so-called Clark Kent. That's an Edomite that's gonna come save the day from, villains and so forth. That's made up. It's all made up, man. There is no, this place being better for you because it was made to be against you. There is no place, no way for this place to, reverence God and God to bless this place, America. Because God is against this place, and this place is against God. Who you call God, whose name is Yahweh. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. And this was all set up for you to see this. Yeah, all, again, for you to see all else fail, you know? But all else will have to be sold for you, man. You know, sold to you. To where you can realize, you know, and, you know, after time and time again, with all these things, these so-called heroes, this attitude, this pomp spirit being sold to you, but failing every time, right? For you to just realize ain't no hope for this place, man. You know? Matter of fact, through the spirit, we're gonna go here. To the book of Malachi, verse 1 and verse 3. And I hated Esau. All right. That started actually 2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. All right? These things is possible. You know? And remember the way in which Jacob was dealt with, but the Lord loved him, and you can see it. You know? Though he was a slave, and so forth and so on in Egypt, the Lord loved him over and actually hated Esau. Because the entire time Esau was nowhere to be found, man. He wouldn't worry about Esau. You know? He wasn't building up Esau. So this is how. Because the things that are written for our learning are written, things written aforetime are written for our learning. So that's why he said that, because you're supposed to know about Esau and Jacob. Go back and look at that situation. You know? I made sure he got that blessing. You know? Though he was first, I actually set him up to be last. And though, because he came out first, they were twins. And though Jacob was, last, I set him up to be first because Jacob came out last. He came out second. So you should see the same thing now. And you end up seeing, okay, the Lord, and then how it went on to play out. He had the access to the birthright, if you will, put in front of him first. And Jacob didn't even realize it was just set up for him to get it. It was things he was blind to, ignorant to, and the Spirit just had it to where he got it. Really, I wouldn't even say that because he sold it, but what I mean is when his father Isaac was about to get a blessing out, it was prevented. Thus showing you again was not, again, I have loved you, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. See that? And you got to understand you, Jacob. You see that? And this is how this is being written in, because Israelites then, had the same perspective that Israelites now got. No matter how it look, the Lord is with you. You ain't got to sell out to these people. No matter how it look, what they may have now, what they may be saying, the Lord is against these people. And there truly is no hope for them. So again, I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Exactly. So he will put you in front of somebody that's supposed to be, he's trying to be the Most High himself. He done went to the moon. He discovered all these things. You know what I'm saying? He has America, which glamours itself is to be this beautiful woman that it really isn't. All that glitter ain't gold. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, they got this resilient, patriotic, we're gonna win, and this place has never been bombed, and blah blah blah. It says, whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh, of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. You see them building up the skyscrapers, but then they get hit. You see them starting all these jobs, but now a bunch of people damn being laid off and cut. You see they're trying to replace people with robots, but then they say the AI could be dangerous. The end of humanity. They say, okay, the government shutdown is done, during Trump's first term, and then, everything shut down, and then it comes back and they're like, okay, yeah, we just signed a deal that, it's back open, blah, blah, blah. And then time later, here comes the pandemic. So hence, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction coming. So it just keeps showing you, the Lord keeps showing you time and time, there is no hope for this place. It's just circling the drain. So again, they shall build, but I will throw down. See that? And they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel shall have indignation forever. Exactly. America supposedly the best place on earth, but it has all this horrific history that nobody want to talk about. Racism supposedly ended, but Black Lives Matter. So-called Black lives got to be said. Man, this shit ain't no hope for this place. Your hope can't be in this place, and our hope, as the hopeful elect, is not in this place. See that? And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, the Lord Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Israel. Exactly. Beautiful. There is no hope for this place. Period. Isaiah 9:13, for the people turn it not unto him. It says, for the people turn it not unto him that smited them. Neither do they seek the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Exactly. Because you've been made to think that this man is running everything, but he not. They don't got no power. They not the most high. You know what I'm saying? They're not. This is Lamentations 4:17. As for our help, as for us, our eyes as of yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Exactly. They had no power to do such a thing. They have no power to do such a thing. They're an idol. There is no hope for the place that's, marked, by the eyes of the Lord, that's being targeted by the eyes of the Lord, through the eyes of the Lord, which is the angels, to be destroyed through plagues coming upon it of all sorts, from famines, mishaps, people targeting it from other countries, damn citizens, can't get right. Deep, dark history coming back up, surfacing out of nowhere. They can't escape. So they're always doing something where people react. Even if they try to cause people to react, it's no good. You got to see that there's no hope for this place, man. So again, Amos 9:8, behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. See that? For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Yeah, because you caught up in America. We good. We just got to stay positive and wait our turn. We just got to say, can we all just get along? We just got to turn the other cheek and love our enemies, ignorantly, because the Bible, according to my, overhearing of it, my ignorance of it, I guess say that. When I really should be diligent and find out, what that's really talking about, how the Lord really feel about things like this, if the Lord really knows who I am, who my people are, what we going through, who these people are, what does the Lord say about how they move, these type of things. But how many gonna, actually think like that, But really, all have had that thought buried in their or has that thought buried in their subconscious. They just not dealing with it. That's not the stream of consciousness they're set on. But we could all see, or because we can all, but yet we all had that all done had that thought, or see, have moments to where they see they should be thinking like that, because it's not hard to tell, man, that there is no hope for this place, I mean, how else, But what stops them from doing it? Because they're caught up in the lie, man. All right, but how could you? How could you not see these things? All right, it's all set up and it's designed. Again, the place is not broke. The system's not broke. It's working. It's completely working. So let's read this. This is Lamentations 4. I'm gonna start closing these out. And 16, the anger of Yahweh have divided them. He will no more regard them. They respected not the person of the priests. They favored not the elders. This place blasphemes the Heavenly Father. They lie, on the Bible. They lie about, the Messiah, what he stand for, what he looked like, what the Israelites look like, who you are, on God's green earth. And you think you think it's hope for it couldn't be no hope. There isn't no it couldn't be no hope. Just off you having a spiritual eye, a zeal. You know what I'm saying? Not according to knowledge, to where it couldn't be, even with that, to where you see it couldn't be any hope for these people. And then the Bible just proves it, confirms it. We see the same thing, the Lord see the same thing we see. We only gonna see what he sees. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. What's of the Lord is of the Lord, what isn't, isn't. And this place is not of the Lord, man. So as for our eyes as yet failed for our vain hope and watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Yeah. So stop watching the news. You see, with all the news breaks every day, no matter how many years you've been alive, it clearly ain't no hope for America, man. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets, our end, exactly. So how can you be hoping in a place to be better for you that's designed to go after you, and use you? They're only going to get better at doing that very thing. It says, our end is near, our days are fulfilled, exactly, for our end is come. And if this whole place has been built off it being like that for us, but yet we tired of this shit, Jake don't want to do it no more, how this place going to continue? So just off of that, it couldn't be no hope for this place. And what place is talking about? It says our persecutors are swifter than the eagles. The same ones that had a symbol as the eagles, man. They really know how to hunt. They really know how to catch you and destroy you. You can see this. There couldn't be no hope for our people. It's like everything they do is set up as a trap. It always backfires. No matter how high they go up. It says, they pursue us upon the mountains. See? They pursue us upon the mountains. No matter how high you go. The system's still against your ass. O.J. Simpson, still nigga. Jay-Z disappeared. Look at Diddy, billionaire. You don't even hear from Oprah no more. Oprah was set up a plant. What happened to her giving away cars and stuff and being in so-called Africa? Why was she going to damn Africa, but she wasn't going to the damn ghettos here in America? Because she was set up, man. You know, it says they laid wait for us in the wilderness. And if you try to get, go off so-called grid, this shit's still some bull crap, man. It says the breath of the nostrils, the breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord was taken in their pits, of whom, see, their pits. This place is a hole. This place is a prison. All right? Because that's what pit ultimately deal with, This place is set up to lead you into a ditch because there's false leaders everywhere. Because he said, if the blind shall lead the blind, they shall both fall into what? A ditch, aka a pit. The grave. This place leads to the grave. Everything about it, from the taxes and so forth, man. It says, under his shadow, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. All right, and who is this talking to? The Lord see this shit, man. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. It says in the NLT, are you rejoicing in the land of Uz, O people of Edom? See that? These so-called white people, because that's the people that run it, the Amalekites, who set up this whole system. So take that dumb hat off, as you see on the picture. It's like a little boy or a little girl or something, I don't know, wearing a Statue of Liberty crown, which that was a ploy. That's deceit. Liberty dealing with freedom. How could this place be the land of the free and the home of the brave when it teach people to stand up for lies? Won't nobody stand up for the truth. So ain't nobody brave, and then all it do is and put you in debt. There's always something trying to sell your ass something. You can't be on your phone. You gotta uninstall apps on your phone just so your ass don't be led into buying shit that you don't even need. You gotta stay away from the stores just so you don't indulge and waste your time. I don't even go in the stores for that very reason. Many reasons, but for that very reason. It says, but you too must drink from the cup of the Lord's anger. Yahweh Shemiah's anger. You too will be stripped naked in your drunkenness. O beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile. But Edom, your punishment, right, is just beginning, right, upon our world beginning, when their world, obviously, which couldn't be unless their world ends, which obviously is gonna be. And that's what you see. That's why it's getting bad, it's getting worse, because their shit is ending. We've been waiting to play in a game that has nothing to do with us. Play for a team we're not on, You're not on this team. Your team ain't playing yet. You wait next. Like Jake say, we got next. It says, but Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed. So this whole, so no matter how high you go, no matter how, is that. And you seeing the breath of the Lord's anointed being taken, from these setups. Our people's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They makeup, their integrity, their souls. It's their breath being taken from this place, man. This shit couldn't go on, man. This can't be life. And how are people get led to these setups? By obviously leaders doing it. Those set up puppets. Who's been led by the damn devil himself. Lord trying to fill up his house, the devil trying to fill up the grave, man. That's why everybody come to America. This is a big ass grave, That man, This is Isaiah 9 and 14. Therefore, Yahweh will cut off from Israel head and tail, branch and rush in one day. The ancient and honorable, he is the head. Exactly. Your politicians. Ben Crump, Your damn fake political family members that tried to run for mayor of your little town one time. All that bull crap, man. Your older, your granny, big mama, all these mugs. You know, everybody in the town know your granddaddy and all this bullshit. They gonna die. Because they led you to thinking like we can be, you know, prosperous here. You know, on some establishing and you know, this is crazy, man. It's crazy. When you prospering comes off of you dying and ending yourself and departing from the Lord. You know? It ain't too many ways, you know, unless the Lord with you, man. Nonetheless, it says, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail. Exactly. See that? So everybody around play along with the politics, or they in the damn church, so-called church, which all these people have been set up, and they all are leaders that are the problem. You know, so all the ancient haired, the gray haired, we inherited lies from our fathers, man. To where, you know, you got the black excellent crap. Jake want to be excellent at the identity that gave them, which is crazy. Black. You want to excel at being black. You know? And the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail. Exactly. And it's the thing. If all Jake said there was no hope for this place, it wouldn't be room to believe. It would be less room to believe that there is. You know? You wouldn't have little boys and girls growing up talking they want to be president and all that. Because they know that should have never happened. Barack Obama ain't no Jake. You know? And don't even get me started on Michelle Obama. Because that's a whole just some madness to begin with, you know. But if anything, that would be Eve. But she's supposedly a man. I just gotta say it, you know. Some shit like that. But it don't even matter if she wasn't, because that's Eve. You know. You know, ain't no nothing of Jake that's gonna bring forth more Jake getting in there, which is the one that carried the seed. Women don't carry that. You know, they of the seed of Israel, but they not, you know, they can't, they don't got, just off nature to show you they don't got that ability, that power. So that ain't nothing powerful to brag in. And she was the first one. You know? And you see what the fuck they was in there doing. This nigga George Bush in there handing candy to Michelle Obama while damn Barack Obama sitting there, whispering to this woman and shit. You know, so it's all a damn laughing stock. There ain't no hope, no respect for you Jakes, man. And the minute you understand that, is the minute you on your way out of here, first and foremost. All right? For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Exactly. So the Barack Obama was set up to make you Jakes think someone that looked like you could be here and win and lead this place. But it was all a lie. They want you to stay here and be destroyed. Therefore, the Lord shall have no joy in their young men. Exactly, because they all growing up thinking they could be presidents and shit. It says, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows, for everyone is a hypocrite, right, and an evildoer. And these black women love getting into so-called politics. This is all you see with the office filled with. And they don't run nothing anyway. All those people puppets. It says, and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Right. Because you're trying to help lead a damn country that's on its way, you know, down. On its way to nuclear fire. But Jake don't get it. You know? So with that being said, I got 2 more scriptures. You know? Matter of fact, let me get this one real quick. This is Isaiah 28. I already read this one, but I'm going to jump to 7. But they also have erred through wine, and through strong drink are out of the way. And the priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. Right, America, you know? And they are swallowed up of wine. You know, all the fake, all of the hoopla, and witchcraft and deceit and the oohs and ahs and glamour of America, the momentary distractions of America, you know, the talk a big talk, but, you know, talk the talk, but can't walk the walk, never walk the walk America. America been lying since its inception. It says, through strong drink, they err in vision, and it says they stumble in judgment. And in the NLT, it says, now, however, Israel is led by drunks. Israel is led by drunks who reel with wine and stagger with alcohol. Yeah. Because meaning these people ain't filled the Spirit of the Lord. Because if they was filled with the Spirit of the Lord, they'd know ain't no hope for this place. You know? And that'll be your comfort, knowing that this is the place the Lord talking about that's going to be taken down. This is the place of my problems, and I'm not tripping. It was set up to help perpetuate the curses, but this place will also be the place that would be said to go beyond the curses through the people that were said to further the affliction. Though the Lord was a little sore displeased at us, you know? Or roughly paraphrasing that. You know, that's Zechariah 14, 1 and 14 through 15, all right? But anyway, it says, the priests and the prophets stagger with alcohol and lose themselves in wine. See, they reel when they see visions and stagger as they render decisions. Their tables are covered with vomit, filth is everywhere. See that? It says, back in the KJV, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? See that? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Exactly. Who gonna learn what's going on? Because people, they're skewed in their vision. You know, they can't see what's going on. They call evil good and good evil. They lost in the sauce. Precept must be upon precept, line of precept upon precept, line upon right. How shall a young man cleanse his way? How y'all gonna come out of this? By taking heed to what the Lord say to do. Because the minute you know America going down, hey, that changes the ball game, man. You stop looking for equality as well, because if you know America going down, you probably know you're an Israelite, or you probably know who are the Israelites. And when you learn who the Israelites are, you learn that equality crap was a facade. You know, because see, what's so crazy about it is, right? If the Israelites are said to be above all people, but yet you got a people who are so-called white people telling you or allowing y'all to push protests such as equality, but yet they also say they the Israelites or Jewish. That tell you right there they lying, man. They don't believe in no equality, because to be of a Jew is to be above all people. So it ain't no hope for this place, because the place founded on liars, man. See that? So how you gonna come out of this? Taking heed and obeying the gospel, the commandments of the Lord, man. That's what a precept is. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept. Why is that saying that? Because it say, how shall a young man cleanse his way in the book of Psalms? By what? By taking heed according to the word. And the word consists of what? Precepts. All the precepts. That's how you will get clean. That's how you'll come out of this state. You know? That's how you'll see what's being said. Line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. Dealing with what? The prophecies. What's going to happen. How the Lord really feels. See that? For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people. So the Lord, he going to use these either. You don't want to get it through him telling you. Again, when you go back to, or did I read this? Yeah, 12, when you read on 12, to whom he said, this is the rest, wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing. Yeah, because the T.D. Jakes and them, they done opened the Bible and seen the Bible for what it say, but they won't tell it for what it say because they paid off to say something else. You know? And they caught up in the time of now. It says, and this is the refreshing, yet they will not hear. And then you got Israelite camps, people supposedly knowing the Israelites, like IUIC, ISUBK, you know, even the instance of HOI with the trying to do New Nazareth, you know, and all that. You know, not saying they believe that, you know, they don't believe there is no hope for America. But again, you know, you could make sense, but things that ain't expedient, things that's against basically what we know is going on. It just, you know, yeah, I'll read the scriptures and see this is bad. The most you could do is make sense. But the worst you could do is not be telling Jake completely there is no hope for this place. Don't even, you know. Y'all see it for what it said, but a lot of these camps paid off, man. It says, but the word, and not saying HOI, but definitely ISUBK, IUIC, man. You know, it says, but the word of the Lord Yahweh, right? Matter of fact, let me read it again. To whom he said, this is the rest where we may cause the weary to rest. This is what you tell the people, Jake. And this is the refreshing, you know, yet they will not hear. See that? So Jake still caught up thinking there's hope in this place. But the word was of the Yahweh was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept. Despite them not listening, it still said what it said. Despite you saying what it say and could be one to go say what it say, and not, the Lord will still send his true prophets to do such, and you will still hear it. See that? So, but the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, right? That they might go and fall backward and be broken. See that? And snared and taken. Because the Lord got to tell you, so that, because that makes him the most high. He says what happens before, what's going to happen before it happens, to where you know he the most high. So when he will have told you all these things that's going to happen upon this, because of this, and it happens to you or you fall victim to it, it's going to be just how he told you. You know? Because your ass wouldn't listen. It's that simple. That's what he's saying. All right? This is Isaiah 2:22. Cease ye from man whose breath is in his nostrils. For wherein is he to be accounted of? Right. He ain't the man, he ain't the entity that holds breath, that is breath, said to be breath himself. Yahweh mean he to exist. He exists, and it also means to breathe. You know? He is breath. He's the breath. He is breath. So how you gonna account and be caught up in somebody whose breath in his nostril? The minute he loses his nose, that means he lost his breath. So he ain't in control of nothing. You know? That don't happen to the Heavenly Father. So why would you be caught up in this dude? So yeah, that's basically it. You know, I basically brought out everything. We get this 10. I'm gonna get this 10, and then I'm gonna get this you know, America idol, bro. They power, that's why I say woe unto them that go on down into Egypt for help. For they, you know, they gonna help in vain. This is Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, right? Saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk down to go into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth. See, at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Exactly, man. This is in the 5th verse. They were all ashamed. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help, nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. Yeah. You know? Because basically, you rely on these people. You saying they smarter than you, they better than you. That's what the word tribute mean, which we was paying during Yahushua's time, and which he would use to show us we wasn't free. And when you look the word tribute up or tributary, it basically it goes into it's a gift or a service of gratitude and so forth and so on. Like these people greater than you, like you owe them something. Like it's madness. It's complete madness. Then it also goes into offering. So you basically saying he's your God. But he don't control nothing. So he ultimately an idol. You know? So that's basically that. And they power us to sit still, man. Okay? So let me just end this out. This is Isaiah 45:16. They shall be ashamed also, and also confounded. All of them, they shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. See that? So you done made America an idol, man. You know? You done proved it. You're proving it that it can't save you. Just like an idol. You know? You keep looking into something that supposedly that appears come off as if it got eyes, hands, and feet, for a mouth, you know, and senses, but it really don't. See that? That's America. You know? America see, but it's like America look like they see, but they don't. That's an idol. They look like they hear. You know, you see they got ears, but they don't hear. See that? That's an idol. They ain't listening to y'all, man. They don't give a dang. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. See that? The Israel of God, those that walk according to this rule. Those that hope, this got hope, that hope in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's what? Meaning expecting the good and the evil. You know? The good that's going to come from this place being fucking thrown down, man, and destroyed. It says, because it was set up to enslave us, man. And that's it, which I was reading in that Baruch. You know? I just got to guard that real quick, and I'm going to end this Baruch 3. And going back to 7, it says, and for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity. See that? For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. You know? Behold, we are yet this day, and this, until you get it, man, ain't no hope for this place. It says you're going to keep suffering like your forefathers did. Our forefathers did, man, the wicked ones. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity where thou hast scattered us. And that's all the Lord wants us to really realize, man, because he said when we go under the curse, right, because we disobey, you know, the covenant, the contract that he made to where we, you know, be dealing with all this stuff. When we call the curse to mind and think about all this stuff and consider, okay, with the, you know, the Lord, he said he's going to call us back. Read Deuteronomy 30:1-4. That's all you got to do. It says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our God. All right. Hear, Israel, the commandments of life, give ear to understand wisdom. How happened it, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead? You know? Because we didn't take heed, man. We kept thinking it was hope in these places. It wasn't no hope in these people that are idols, you know? Who like idols, you know, can't do nothing. Deuteronomy 30:1, it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, that thou shalt call them to mind among the nations where the Lord thy God hath driven thee. You know? This place fake. Ain't no hope for this place. We got to get back home. You know? It sells the idea of a staycation. You know, all that stuff. You think California, beautiful, great weather, the so-called states in Texas or down south or whatever, certain places, man, it's all a mimicking of where we're from, that we've been scattered from. We from the tropics, man. But nonetheless, you know, because you got to pay for what's supposedly a hint of paradise or a mimicking of paradise here. Back there it's free because we own the land. It's named after our great forefather, grandfather, great, however many times. Israel, who got his name changed from Jacob to Israel, is named after us, Yashar Allah, meaning prince, Yashar, meaning prince, and Allah meaning power, prince power, man. That's our land that these fucking people fighting over. You know? Ain't no hope for this place, man. But anyway, it says, and shall return unto the Lord thy God, right? And shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, and thy children with all thy heart and all thy soul. That then Yahweh, right? That then Yahweh will have compassion upon thee and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither Yahweh thy God hath scattered thee. And if it says, if any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh Bashmiel Shah thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fresh thee. And Yahweh Bashmiel Shah thy God, thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possess. See that? Exactly. We're going to go back to Yashar Allah. Yashar Allah. It says, and thou shalt possess it. We ain't going to pay for nothing else, bro. Ain't no hope for this place, man. Consider your ways. You earn ways to put it into a bag of holes. Like, that's Haggai 1. There's no hope for this place. You're paying for water. And water get more expensive. The stuff we paying for that we shouldn't even be paying for, we continuously paying for, and at that it get more expensive. It's no hope for this place. It's cycling the drain before it just has to, you know. But anyway, it says that then Yahweh Bashmiel Shah thy God, will bring thee in Yahweh Bashmiel Shah thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possess, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. That's it. And he gonna put the curses on these damn devils, man. So that's basically that. You know? So I'm gonna end this Isaiah 45:17, but Israel, but they shall be ashamed, 16, and also confounded. All of them that shall go to confusion together, that are makers of idols. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh Bashmiel Shai with everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded world without end, because the Lord is not an idol. All right? And that's basically that. And I had this last one. This is Jeremiah 10 and 11. Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the gods, because there's many gods, many lords, all that, right? The gods thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth. America's an idol, so it's going to perish. And from under these heavens. See that? Jumping to the point, verse 14 through 15. Every man is Brutus in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood. Exactly. Every year you get depressed. You being let down. Because you trusting in the idol. You made an idol. It's never going to come to life, man. You know? It's not going to bring the life you want. It can't do it. It's an idol. That's America. That's Esau, right? Ain't got no power. By the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. See that? The whole human race is foolish and has no knowledge. The craftsmen are disgraced by the idols they make, for their carefully shaped works are a fraud. These idols have no breath or power. Idols are worthless. They are ridiculous lies. On the day of reckoning, they will all be destroyed. And that's America, man, with these people. See that? So in the KJV, it says, they are vanity and the works of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. You can also read Revelation, the 18th chapter. The Lord told y'all to come out of this place. There is no hope for America, man. Period. It just is what it is. You got to leave it alone. I'm going to end here, man. It says, Lord will, Revelation 18:2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen. It's fallen and it's become the habitation of devils. See that? And the hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. See that? Jumping to 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. This place could never prosper because it was built and be stable, because the foundation of it is corrupt. It's all corruption. It's your blood. It's bloodshed. It could never be right. It could never be right. It could never be right. All right? So I'm just going to end this here. This is Hebrews 13 and verse 14. For here we have no continuous city, but for here have we no continuous city, but we seek one to come. All right? So we know it ain't no hope for this place, and that's the beauty of everything, man. All right, we just waiting on Yahweh Shem Yahushua to move upon all those that's supposed to think upon the curse and they lands of their captivities, man. And that's basically it, man. But until then, call on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Yahweh Kakadash. Salutations to the elder apostles and elder bishops over the great millstone church, to all the rest of you out there teaching, preaching truth, and learning. Shalom.